Hi, this is Troy Clarkson, and I'm thrilled to be with you on this beautiful day here at the home I share with Donna Buckley on Palmer Ave, joined by a couple hundred of our good friends to celebrate the launch of my new book, Succanesset Snapshot, the people and places that make Falmouth a community. Many people have asked, what is Succanesset? Well, it's the Native American name for our wonderful community, and the book is a snapshot of the people and places that make this town a community. I've been writing the column for the Enterprise, Troy's Take, for 5 or 6 years, and one day Donna and I were driving down along the road somewhere, and I came up with the idea to compile those columns into a coffee table book. And so we did. I pitched the idea to the publisher of the Enterprise, Bill Huff, and he thought it was a great idea. The general manager, Chuck Borge, has been fantastic. He really quarterbacked the process, and so over the last several months we've picked out the columns and taken a look at what snapshots would really be good in a coffee table book. We paired with local photographers Amy Rader and Paul Rifkin, and I reached out to artist Paul Gardner, who actually lives in Hanover but has been painting beach scenes for 40 years in the area. Then Julia at the Enterprise worked her magic wand and put them all together into this wonderful compilation that is the Snapshot. And so today, the folks that are in the book and family and friends, the people you see gathered around here, are all here to celebrate the release of that book. We'll sign a few books and share some stories and maybe have something to eat and a glass of wine to celebrate what makes Falmouth a community. This is my first book, hopefully the first of many, but the day I held it in my hands for the first time was actually a very emotional event in my life. We all go through our ups and downs in life, and to be able to physically hold that in my hand, the result of all that hard work and those years of writing, was a pretty special moment. That night, I was able to share that moment with some friends and family at 8 Cousins, Falmouth's hometown bookstore, who actually held the first official launch of the book. And that was a very special moment for me to have our hometown bookstore be the first to officially release this book. And so friends and family joined us, and we sold some books and just began the celebration that is this community project, this book of mine. The reception has been just wonderful. Everything that I had hoped, because the book really it's the culmination of years of work for me, but it really is the celebration of what makes this town a community. I had a wonderful moment last week. Noah Greenberg, who's featured in the book in one of the columns, he went to 8 Cousins and purchased the book, just as he said, just to be a good Falmouthite. Well, lo and behold, he's leafing through and he read a column on himself, and it touched his heart, and he's going through some trials in his life, and it was able to bring him some joy. So that's really what makes a difference for me, to be able to take my writing and have it make a difference in the lives of other people. So my friend Jim Bowen, who is in the book, he does mosaics as his art form. And of course, mosaics are beautiful sculptures or paintings with tiles, and each tile represents an important part in that mosaic. And I often say that Falmouth represents the mosaic of humanity. Well, the book represents that mosaic, and so folks from all over our community from different walks of life are represented in there, from Bob Sylvia, my scoutmaster, to Ahmed Mustafa, who was at the book launch party, to Kitty Baker, who's no longer with us but really made her mark on this community, to just people. My family is represented in the book. But you're right, people that you see just walking down the street. There's a fella in the book by the name of Bob Warama. Bob was a stock clerk at Stop and Shop for years, and every time I would go in there, he'd have his ideas on what could make Falmouth better. So one day I wrote a column about him. My dear past friend, Ed Minnick, who passed away, but really touched my heart, wasn't from Falmouth, but he's the kind of person whose values I think are really important to emulate, so he's in the book. So really, Jim Vieira, who served on the Board of Health for a long time, Peter Wasdorp, who had his struggles with the Conservation Commission, the thousands of Falmouthites who showed up at Town Hall Square to say the Pledge of Allegiance a couple years ago. There's a wonderful picture of those folks. And so really it does represent, from Yale to jail, I like to say, the mosaic that is our community.